I'm loving the pop off.
What's good? Welcome back to the Pop Off Podcast, a conversation show about football. It's the NFL Week 3. I'm your host, Ralph Compiano. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Mike Cerroni. We're previewing the weekend slate, breaking down some Jets-Patriots that just wrapped up. But first and foremost, Cerroni, you are officially in a home, right? The last couple of pods we've done, you've been podding from the car, you know, the man in the arena, guys getting pulled over behind you in the back of your car. Just unbelievable stories to be told. But you know what? Every story has a happy ending in this world. So
listen,
you're on a couch now.
In this life, okay, if you can just, do your good deeds, do your due diligence, God will reward you. I'm in a house. Shout out. This is very important. Shout out to Rachel and Colin Miller. Listen, I got a text. He said, I dropped him off at the airport. I get a text from Colin. He says, yo, can you bring me to the airport? Do I want to bring him to the airport? No. Is there any room in my car to bring 2 humans to the airport? No. Why? Because my car is my apartment. But I said, you know what? Yes, because a true friend brings their friend to the airport. I go, where are you going, silly? His name's Colin Miller. We call him silly. He goes, oh, we're going to Italy for 11 days. You could crash at my apartment if you want. When I say I almost started crying, I almost teared up. I did a crying scene in class today, and I brought myself back to the moment that I got offered an apartment for 11 days. So listen, we're in an apartment. We got a couch. We got AC. We got TV. We got pizza. And we got a full slate of football games. Some would say we're back. Some would also say I never left. But things are looking up. That's all I got to say.
You're back. Aaron Rodgers is back. He looked brilliant tonight. They won 24-3 against the Patriots. You don't have to spend too much time on it because it's a pretty boring game for the most part. But let's just talk Rodgers really quick. Like, if he looks like this at all the rest of the season, like even like 90% of this, like they're one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the AFC. I think one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the league. What were your thoughts on just? He looked like his old self, right? Like he looked like Packers Rodgers again tonight.
I was in acting class, so I caught the second half at a bar. It's actually funny you asked that. The first play I saw from that game, I walked into the bar at the second half. It was a 3rd down and 9, and Rodgers threw a back shoulder fade to Mike Williams.
Yep.
And that's literally all I had to see.
Yep.
That's all I had to see. And I said, oh, I wish Lamar could do that. And I saw that. And, I don't know if I would say they're, the Patriots, it's such a weird year because the Patriots, what are they, 2-0? Were they 2-0 or 1-1?
They were 1-1 coming in tonight.
Yeah, so it's hard to hold too much weight to that win. But they covered the spread. Listen, good teams win, great teams cover. I think, if Rodgers just isn't playing the 49ers every week with the Jets defense, with, their offense being that good with Breeze and they got Wilson. I'll also say this. I've hit an Allen Lazard anytime touchdown bets, I think 3 weeks in a row. So just a weird side note. They play together in Green Bay. He feeds him. Crazy odds because it's not Allen Lazard isn't a flashy name like Breece Hall or Garrett Wilson. Free money. Jets look good, but I wouldn't take it with a grain of salt, but don't hold too much weight to it because it is, a Gerard Mayo coached Patriots team, but good for the Jets.
Sure, I mean, like they played against 3, like the Patriots defense is still like up to par with like normal Patriots defenses. So the fact they put up 24 points is impressive. Defense holding them to 3, that's their job. But you're right, they're not going to play the Niners every week, and they played the Titans the second week, and that's a pretty stalwart defense too. I mean, this probably shouldn't shock you at all, but Allen Lazard, product of Iowa, went to Urbandale High School, went to Iowa State.
Yep, a little Dowling High.
Yep, he got his shit rocked by Dowling in high school. Not a big deal. My boy Rico Gafford clamped his shit. But yeah, I mean, he just has that.
Just tearing him up.
Yep, the chemistry's always been there with Rodgers, and he's also developing a nice chemistry with their tight end Tyler Conklin, who I think had like almost 100 yards tonight. Garrett Wilson's looking like a stud, so they're flowing on all cylinders. But we'll get to the week 2 preview now. Let's start with a game that's way more attractive than I think we would have anticipated at the beginning of the season. If you would have just told me Texans, Vikings, week 3, I've been like, oh, Texans, they washed them, right? But this game is in Minnesota, and they are coming off of a win against the Niners. Sam Darnold looking pretty. 2-0 versus 2-0 here.
Mm-hmm.
Texans are favored by 2 points in Minnesota. So Vikings are home underdogs for the second week in a row. Sam Darnold versus CJ Stroud. 2 top 10 quarterbacks in the league through the first 2 weeks, getting after it. What do you like here?
I like, what's the line?
The Texans are favored by 2, so the Vikings are plus 2.5. If you want to take Vikings money line straight up, it is plus 115, and the over/under is set at 46.
I like. Sorry, it's. I miss seeing you. I like the whole spread thing here, but I miss seeing your face. But, dude, first of all, the fact that the Vikings are 2-0 and the Ravens are the opposite of that just makes me really want to just fucking kill myself. But we'll talk about that later. Listen, give me the Texans. Actually, you know what? Because I picked all fucking favorites last week, and give me the Vikings.
Yeah, let's set the table really quick, actually. We should do the table setting at the front. So we both have losing records. All right. I can own up to that. You can own up to that.
That's fine.
I am 14-16 through 2 weeks. We both picked 30 games, and you're 11-19. All right. Reesberg finished 8-7 last week. He picked 15 games. Okay. But you know what? This is just the beginning of the season. The first 2 weeks, it's the first 2 weeks for podcasters too, not just quarterbacks. We're shaking the rust off. We're playing against 2 high defenses. We're adjusting to the lines. We're adjusting to Vegas. There's a lot of adjustments that need to be made, and we're going to fucking make them, and we're going to be only up from here. All right? So you like the Vikings here, and they are, what, plus 2.5?
Yeah, give me the Vikings. Why not? I think that, again, I mean, we talked about this last week. Sam Darnold isn't just like a nobody. He's a lot of games under his belt. I'll tell you this, you don't accidentally beat the 49ers. I know there's no CMC. There's, a little bit of asterisk with that, with Debo and all the injuries. But, we talked about this too. We didn't know if they were like a good or a bad team. Jefferson it doesn't matter who's throwing to him. So, and that's a big thing. A lot of times when the quarterback goes down, the receivers take a hit. No hits taken. Aaron Jones is there. I think Sammy Darnold's playing, like Rocky said, a fighter with nothing to lose is dangerous. What's Sam Darnold got to lose? He might as well sling a 97-yard bomb when you're on your own 3 for a Jefferson touchdown. So give me them to upset the Texans, or plus 2.5. Texans are rolling. Didn't look the best, I guess, against the Bears, but they got a good defense.
Great defense.
A couple mishaps, but yeah, fuck it. Let's have the Vikings be a little NC State Cinderella story.
Well, the thing with Sam Darnold is like the talent has always been there. Like he was a first-round pick for a reason, and he went into the worst possible situations for a young quarterback. When he was at the Jets, Adam Gase was his offensive coordinator. The only quarterback that Adam Gase ever succeeded with as a play caller, he wasn't just the offensive coordinator, he was the head coach of the Jets at that time, was Peyton Manning. And any fucking offensive coordinator can succeed with Peyton Manning. It's the same thing that happens with a Brady or Rodgers. Doesn't really matter who's calling to the plays, because when they get to the line of scrimmage, they're going to change the play call to whatever they like, whatever they see, because they're the fucking GOATs. Like those are Mount Rushmore level quarterbacks. Then Sam Darnold goes to the goddamn Carolina Panthers. And it's like, okay, like who can succeed there other than Superman himself, Cam Newton? And then he goes to the Niners and he sits in that Shanahan offense and he's behind Purdy and he's learning and he gets sidelined for the year. And it's just an opportunity to get an education of what being a professional quarterback is, because he definitely didn't get that opportunity. He's still really young too. I think he's 25, 26 years old. He's like around our age. Right. And now he's in a system. And I said at the beginning of the season, I told it like Kevin O'Connell is part of the Shanahan tree. He runs a very similar offense to Shanahan himself. And he outcoached Shanahan. So yeah, he's got the familiarity with it now, which he has not had the luxury of having previously in his previous stops. Now he's rolling. And not only does he have the system, but he has the talent around him, where he has Aaron Jones in the backfield. He has Jefferson on one side, Addison on the other, Hawkinson coming back soon. Like he's just polished.
Aaron Jones is still decent.
I mean, still stud. Like he's an above average running back, and he has a solid offensive line. And then the Texans, on the other hand, like you're right, they didn't look amazing on Sunday Night Football, but they're going against a really good defense, in my opinion, of the Bears, and that's unbiased. And then the first week, they hung 34 points on the fucking Colts on the road, right? So I expect this to be a high-scoring game. I would put this at, I'd take over 46 here. I like that a lot. Early game, noon. The crowd is going to be fucking rocking. One thing about Minnesota, or Minneapolis rather, is that crowd gets going. So this might be one of the most fun games in the noon slate. The other thing to note here is we have 7 games at noon and 5 games in the afternoon. So they fixed it. Last week, that's fucking 10 games on a noon. It was just a raucous.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
All right. I'm going to go. I just hyped up the Vikings to an ill extent. I'm going to go with the Texans here.
Good.
I just think Nico Collins might be like the 3rd best receiver in the league. Like, can we talk about Nico Collins? He is so physical. Like, he reminds me of like Fitzgerald and Megatron and Andre Johnson, who they showed on Sunday Night Football. Like, he's just got that body.
I was going to say, coming from a Ravens point of view, he reminds me of Anquan Bolden.
He does have some Bolden.
Like, I just remember Flacco, like 3rd and 14 game on the line, or like 4th and 14 game on the line, just throwing darts to Bolden. He's just draped in coverage, but just jump ball goes up and gets it. Just if you just can put the ball in a catchable spot, he's gonna grab it. And yeah, Nico's the same way, which is crazy, dude, because they got Diggs, they got Tank Dell hasn't done really anything, which is surprising too, because you'd think with those 2 big bodies out there, Tank Dell should just be running just scream routes, like that little guy just going deep. But I like Texans are really good, but fuck it, we'll switch up and take the Vikes.
They did something funky with Tank Dell last week that was very Niners-esque, where he was lined up to the right outside of wide receiver, how he normally is, and then they motioned him into the backfield, and it looked like a pistol set where CJ was behind center and shotgun, Mixon was to the right of him, and then Tank was to the left of him. And then they handed it off to Tank as a running back to the left side. So they're trying to get him involved creatively and not just, deep balls down to him, because, that is a strength of his, but, like, he's a weapon with the ball in his hands. So it's like the way that the Chiefs use Worthy, the way that Dolphins use Tyreek. They're trying to use Tank that way, where it's like, we just got to figure out a way to get the same way the Ravens use Zay. Like, they're just trying to figure out a way to get the ball in his hands because he's dangerous with it in there. I think he'll pop one week. He hasn't had that pop week yet.
Last year, oh my God, he was catching everything. I had him in fantasy and just, he was catching touchdowns left and right, and none of them were under 30, 40 yards. Like, it was wild. I remember when they were in those
loves him too. He's obsessed with him. Like, there's this hilarious clip out there where it's somebody's like, drop your dream play, and CJ draws up his dream play on a board, and they're like, all right, who do you have at what position? He's like, well, I'm gonna have Jerry Rice out here on the left, I'm gonna have Calvin Johnson out there on the right, and in the slot I'm putting Tank Dell. It's like, holy shit,
that's got to be the best feeling for him, man. That's got to be the best feeling. Just give me Tank. That's great. I love that. Yeah, get him the ball. Come on.
All right, let's move into
one. He had a pretty bad drop. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep.
I think it was, so it is what it is.
Yeah, that was the play where CJ extended out to the right. He's going deep, and it was a shot play too, right? It was like a 35-yard bomb, hit him right in the helmet damn near, and he just dropped it. But he'll be fine. All right, let's move into another fun one. I like this one a lot. So, one of the most surprising 2-0 teams of the last 5 or 6 years, a team that nobody anticipated starting out 2-0, except for maybe Derek Carr. The New Orleans Saints are playing host to the Philadelphia Eagles, who are coming off of I don't know if you want to say like disastrous loss to the Falcons, but pretty embarrassing to get your ass kicked, but to get ran down the field in the last minute by Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football.
Upset, we'll say that.
100%. They were favored by 6.5. They were supposed to win that game. Obviously didn't cover, and they lose to the Falcons. The Saints are actually favored here at home against the Eagles by 2.5.
It doesn't surprise.
How long can they keep it going?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. God, I think I'm gonna say this is such a tough one. This almost should be even. Well, actually, if they're at home, that means it is probably an even spread, but they gave the 3 points.
Yep.
To the home team. I'll go with Carp Saints. again. I think the Eagles just again. I thought they figured it out, but there's just still, dude. Every time they gave Saquon, I don't know why they don't just run it with Saquon. It was almost the same thing with Swift. Swift would like run the ball 3 times in a row for 9 yards, and they just wouldn't use him. And then obviously traded him to fucking Chicago. Like that game, Saquon would run the ball 3 times for like 8 yards, 9 yards, 13 yards, and then they would just stop. I don't know who's calling plays. I don't know if it's Hurts. I have no idea, but give me the momentum team. Give me the Saints. Give me Kamara. You would have thought it was 10 years, or not 10, 5 years ago, the way Kamara's playing. And Derek Carr is just, when you have the juice, you have the juice. Okay? And he is feeling himself. He's having fun. He's dancing. He's getting fined. Gotta love it. And it's at home. And New Orleans has had nothing to cheer for like 5, 6, 7 years. I think they keep it rolling. If this game was in Philly, different story. I don't think they dropped this at home. With all that
22
momentum.
rushes for 95 yards for Saquon. So he's averaging a little over 4 yards a carry. Jalen Hurts with 30 pass attempts without A.J. Brown on the field. Kellen Moore's their offensive play caller. He has a history of loving to throw the ball. Like he had Dak throwing fucking 42 times a year practically last year. I like Jalen Hurts. I have nothing against the guy. He does not have half the arm talent of Dak. I think Dak is an elite thrower of a football. Jalen's just not that. He had 30 attempts and he had 183 yards. So everything is pretty much underneath. And he's actually a really good deep ball thrower. So I don't know why they're not utilizing that a little bit more. But I mean, if you look at the receiving core for the Eagles without A.J. Brown, it's not like, listen to these names. I don't know two of these names.
Willie Snead,
Britton
Miles Boykin out there,
Grant Calcaterra, and Johnny Wilson. And then they traded for Jahan Dotson. But other than that, I mean, you have Devontae, who I adore. I mean, everybody knows I love Devontae Smith. You have Dallas Goedert, and you have Saquon. But like, if you lose A.J. Brown, like that is a critical piece to your team. You can't throw the ball 30 times when running the ball is working so goddamn well. Just feed Saquon. Fuck Jalen Hurts' pride. Give him the goddamn ball.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even like, like first down gets stuffed, second down gets stuffed, then you throw. It was like this guy was picking up, I mean, you said 20 carries for like 100 yards. 5 yards a carry is pretty good in the NFL. Like that doesn't sound
damn
good on paper. That's what I'm saying. Like that's really good. And I keep, just like last year, we keep saying, are the Eagles will figure it out. The Eagles will figure it out. The Eagles will figure it out. They didn't last season. And then they fucking, looks like they might not again. I don't know. Yeah, give me the Saints. I just don't know. It's like you got this guy. You fucking, this is your pride and joy. It's almost like the Ravens with Derrick Henry, which we did run him, but yeah, just use him. You like, especially with Brown out, I don't know. And then they'll go out there and fucking throw the ball 40 times again. And yeah, tip the cap to the Saints. 2-0, and it's not an accidental 2-0. They're on fire. They're fucking, you gotta, give respect where respect is due. Derek Carr, man, who would have thought? Good for him, honestly. Good for him and Baker.
I think that like is this real with the Saints question? I would say yes, because the Carolina game, it's fair to ask that question because they played the fucking Panthers. All right. But they go into Dallas last week and kick the shit out of them. And it wasn't a fluke. Their defense is legit, because I think coming into the season, a lot of people were saying this defense is old. DeMario Davis, Cam Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, Marshawn Lattimore to an extent. Like, those guys are old. Well, I don't think they're old. I think they're veterans, and they're hungry, and they're ready to fucking roll. And they see that this division is completely open. Like, the NFC South was supposed to be the worst division in years, like since the NFC South last year. It was supposed to be just the absolute worst. Well, I mean, the Bucs look good. The Falcons looked all right on Monday night, and the Saints look good, and the Panthers look like a fucking college football team. But I mean, they look like they are just rolling.
The AFC North looks like shit. Who would have thought?
Yeah, right. It's like the exact inverse.
Yeah. Dude, I saw a honey badger get a pick or something last week, and I dead ass thought it was a rerun. I had no idea that motherfucker was still playing football. That's wild.
I mean, one of my favorite players of all time. Like, I just absolutely adore safeties.
Yeah.
And he's just been like the prototypical one forever. I like the Saints here too. I like the Saints at home, raucous crowd, because the Eagles, they don't feel like the kind of team, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but like when adversity comes for them, they don't feel like the kind of team that bounces back, because they crumbled last year, and I expect them to crumble again this week. And New Orleans, I mean, that's, once again, we talked about Minneapolis being a live crowd. New Orleans, they're fucking nuts. They live, breathe, and eat football down there. They don't give a shit about Zion and DeJounte Murray and Brandon Ingram and the Pelicans. They don't care about the Smoothie King Center. They want to get they want to get this place fucking going, and I bet they will.
I bet you the Eagles have one of the worst locker rooms in the NFL, if not the worst. I bet you after an Eagles game, they all just like sit around. They just get all super sad together, and like no one talks to each other. Like just Hurts just kind of like does an interview and goes home. Like they don't talk to any. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been on teams where I've been on a high school. I mean, nothing collegiate, but I've been on sports teams where the locker room is an absolute blast and it transfers to the field. And I've been on sports teams where the locker room, no one talks to each other outside of the games. No one really has fun. No one really knows anybody except, like the offense knows no one on defense. Yep. I bet that's the Eagles, man. As sad as that is, without Kelsey and all of them, I just feel like it's a sad locker room in there. And that's why they lose.
And a lot of Georgia graduates too. So they're trying to get out of there as fast as possible. Then they're getting their vehicles and going 195 miles an hour, just right down the highway, and then breakneck speed. All right, let's go into an ugly game. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this one. Giants are playing the Browns in Cleveland. The Browns are favored by 6.5. Giants, one of the two worst teams in the league. Cleveland coming off of a win against Jacksonville in Jacksonville. Deshaun looked fine. He didn't look good. He didn't look terrible. He just looked all right. I'm going to take the Browns here by 6.5. I think that we're going to get to points in the season where the Giants and Panthers, there will be like a 3-week run where both of those teams are double-digit underdogs at minimum. I think we might even get to like 13.5, 15.5 point lines. 6.5, as long as it's down here, we're buying it. Like, I'm taking it.
Yeah. And I think the Browns, we called it last game too, or last week. I think the Browns, that was just a really bad first week showing. It embarrassed them. It snapped them into it. And then again, they're almost like the Steelers where their defense is just simply going to keep them in games.
They're so good.
Yeah, especially against the Giants. I saw a stat. The Giants scored 3 touchdowns and the Commanders didn't score a touchdown and the Commanders won that game.
Yep.
Which was just, I didn't watch the game for obvious reasons of the two teams, but just, that's unbelievable. I think, this might be Berg said it last week. This might be I think they'll get first pick. I think they'll be in last. I don't know if they'll win a game. Like we were saying last week, I think that might have been their only shot at winning a game other than maybe in Germany when they played the Panthers. But yeah, Browns 6.5, no problem. And even at home, no issue with that.
Yeah, if you're going to beat the Commanders, you better do it in Jaden Daniels' second start versus they'll play them again down the line. And it'll probably be his 11th or 12th start, right? It's like you got to take advantage of the rookie quarterback right then and there. And the Giants, they couldn't even kick a PAT because they didn't have a kicker on the roster that day. Their kicker got like injured in warmups. So even when they scored touchdowns, they weren't eligible to actually kick a PAT. Their punter couldn't even step in and kick a fucking PAT. That's how it's just,
I didn't know that.
It's just unprofessional and unprepared. Like it's ridiculous. And it's kind of sad. Like if I was a Giants fan, I don't know what I would do with myself because there's no bright sides in the future.
That would be disgusting. If Tucker got injured and Harbaugh was like, "Fuck, we don't have anybody else," I'd be irate. That's all. That's honestly unprofessional is the perfect word.
You don't even have like a guy like Odell Beckham or Chad Johnson that's like fucked around and kicked some PATs in practice that you can trot out there. Like you just got to go for 2 every time, and they don't even get it when they go for 2. Like that's the other thing. I think they were 0 for 3 on 2-point conversion attempts. It's 2 yards. You have to get it once.
Yeah, at halftime, at least draw up a couple plays for like, okay, listen, we fucked up. Draw something up. Let's get 2. Yeah, it's bad. It's just a bunch of people that don't care over there in New York. They just simply don't care.
I said it, I think maybe it was the week 1 pod. They had the Hard Knocks in the offseason for the very first time, and the Giants were the ones that let Hard Knocks into their building for their offseason. And I like my biggest takeaway from the entire show was I could do Joe Shane's job. Like I thought general manager was gonna be a really difficult job. I watched that show. I'm like, I could fucking do that. Like, why not hire me? Okay, I got some
you
pretty
can
good
let
opinions.
Saquon go pretty easily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it was
No
bad.
shit. I would have done everything in my power to keep his ass, even just for selling tickets. All right, let's go to Chargers Steelers here. This is just a gritty fucking matchup. I'm gonna tell you right now, under 36, we're taking that. I think it's probably the lowest of the weekend. Yep, looks like it is. The Steelers are favored at home against Los Angeles Chargers by 1.5 points. The battle of the Justins, Herbert versus Fields. The battle of the aggro coaches, Jim Harbaugh versus Mike Tomlin, two of my favorite coaches in the league. This is just going to be a fucking mauling fest. I mean,
I am hammering the Chargers.
Wow.
Steelers will not win 3 games in a row. They cannot win another game without a touchdown. I do hate them. I mean, let's just get this out on the table. Hate the Steelers with all my passion. I am biased. Let's just get that on the table as a Ravens fan. But Chargers just better built, better put together. There's no way if the Steelers go 3, I'll kill. Give me the Chargers. Give me the fucking Chargers. They're going to score touchdowns, and the Steelers cannot score touchdowns. And again, the Steelers' luck. I say this every year and the Steelers win games without touchdowns all the time. It's unbelievable. You got to tip the cap, but their luck does run out. And against a team like the Chargers, where they're well coached now, is Herbert playing?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then yeah. Then Chargers 100%. I just think there's no way they go 3-0 scoring 1 touchdown. You just can't do that for too long in the NFL. And Chargers are well built now. They're coming in hot. They're confident. I think they can handle business. Plus, and they're at plus money. Yeah, that might be my play of the week. To be honest, I might parlay a Chargers win with the Ravens win, and it probably will be like plus like 130, 150. But I'm very confident that
I am going to pick the Chargers as well. And the only reason I love Justin Fields. I'm still cheering for Justin Fields. That's my guy. I still believe in him. I just think Justin Herbert's a really, really good quarterback. They played the Panthers again last week, but the last time a team played the Panthers the week before they played another team, it was the Saints. And it wasn't like a drop off. If anything, they had their confidence boosted. So I think the Chargers are feeling pretty good about themselves. I got to find this guy's name, but the Chargers have a ginger right now that is playing offense and defense and special teams. He's the new Taysom Hill, but Taysom's interesting because no, he's like the opposite of Travis Hunter because he's a ginger and he plays fullback on offense and defensive tackle on defense. Like he is just a football player and he's fucking awesome. I got to figure out this guy's name. I'll find it.
I bet Coach Jim fucking loves that guy.
He's a rookie, I believe, from Boise State.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, see, I bet fucking and another team the opposite of the Eagles. I bet that locker room's just popping right now. You got Jim just saying his 12 rules of life. You got Herbert dancing. Everybody's having fun. Just fresh, new coach, 2-0. Yeah, they take that momentum. And again, the Steelers won't score. And I think you have to just put up. All you have to do is put up like 14 to 17 points against the Steelers, and you'll get a dub. And I think the Chargers can do that. I mean, halftime the Ravens can't, but I think the Chargers will be able to.
Scott Matlock, just a fucking kick-ass name. I think
That's
he played 44 offensive snaps and 28 defensive snaps, and then like 4 special team snaps. So yeah, just a fucking baller. I love that. All right, so we're both on the Chargers there. Let's move into the game that's closest to my heart, and let's talk about the Chicago Bears going to Indianapolis to play the Colts. And the Colts are favored by 1.5 at home against the Bears. I'm just going to say this much. The Colts, we were all on last week, and they disappointed us when they lost to the Packers. And they played against Malik Willis. I know Matt Eberflus isn't 1/10 the coach Matt LaFleur is, but I promise you, Caleb Williams is 10 times the quarterback Malik Willis is. I know he hasn't looked great, and we can blame him, but I think it all boils down to the offensive line. But the Colts defensive line is certainly not the Texans D-line, and it definitely isn't the Titans D-line either with Sweat out there. I feel really good about the Bears here, and I don't know why. Am I an idiot?
I like the Bears a lot. I lost so much faith in in Richardson, in the Colts, in everybody in white and blue.
He's going to look terrible against this defense. Terrible against them.
Yeah, I lost not all my faith, but I watched that. I was like, wait, what the fuck was I talking about with Anthony Richardson being like, I lost all faith. Chicago was, they played the Texans. Didn't look phenomenal. I mean, Caleb. I just don't know. I mean, this is like the whole. I feel bad for you guys because it's like the whole Justin Fields game over again. It's like, all right, well, you're obviously gonna, he's gonna play the whole year, but how much leeway do you give him? Because there is weapons out there, there is opportunities. The defense is great.
That's not it at all. It's the same thing as Justin Fields because Justin Fields. I mean, so Caleb had on average 1.8 seconds to deliver the football on Sunday night against the Texans. 1.8. The second fastest quarterback for defensive line to the quarterback was 2.6. That's a 0.8 second difference, which is huge in the NFL. Absolutely.
It's everything.
It's literally everything. And not only that, but he's a rookie quarterback. So it already is going to take him a little bit more time to get through his reads. But I mean, he's getting to the offensive line and trying to change protections and play calls and all this kind of stuff. Justin, like the processing wasn't there. The play protection wasn't there. It was just the talent around him sucked. And, I think like we're really excited about the skill players with the Bears. They had DJ Moore out there and Roma Dunze, but there's a lot of Gerald Everett. There's a lot of DeAndre Carter. Keenan was sidelined. Komet looks fine, but he's never going to be that great of a tight end. Swift, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, dude. He's fucking up. Like he had opportunities to hit holes and he just did his own thing, which he's been doing his whole career. It's frustrating, but I think Caleb is going to figure it out. I believe in Caleb.
I think the Bears defense will give Caleb enough opportunities for them to win that game. And again, a lot of lost faith in that Colts team. I think that's very doable for them. I mean, that's pretty much just them winning the game, which I like a lot. And they also know, Chicago knows it sucks because the whole world's watching them. It's the whole Bears, story. It's the whole Caleb Williams story again. And they know that if they drop another one, it's going to get real. Sports Center will eat them up. ESPN will eat them up. Stephen A will have some crazy take about, him being the worst. It's just, they know they can't drop another one. And not to say, I mean, obviously they're 1-1, but just the win against the Titans, it almost just didn't even feel like a win. I mean, you're a Bears fan. That really didn't feel like a win. I know, like, sometimes when the Ravens win an ugly win, you're like, you almost have like you got the win, but you have like just a sick feeling like, oh, that just wasn't like we're not going in the right direction.
It was a win that you got away with. Yeah.
Yeah. So it almost feels like the Bears are 0-2. So they need this.
Here's the argument for the Bears, though. Their next 6 weeks, they play the Colts this week. All right, this is a get-right week against a defense that I do not believe in the Colts. Then you have the Rams next week. Not hopefully, because I never wish injury on anybody, but no Kupp and no Nakua more than likely, right? Then you have the Panthers after that. That should be a obviously winnable game. Then you have the Jaguars and the Commanders. Okay, so the next 5 weeks, those are all very winnable games. Then you have the Cardinals, which might be tough because Kyler looks good, but Call of Duty will be out by then, October 25th, so his attention will be elsewhere. And then you have the Patriots after that. And maybe Drake May is starting by then, and it's rookie quarterback versus rookie quarterback. So the front half of the schedule, very favorable. Not one division matchup at the front half of the schedule. Then you get into a territory where you're playing the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, the Niners, the Vikings, the Lions, the Seahawks, and the Packers. So it's a little bit tougher in the second half of the season. So we're just warming up for the second half of the season right now.
Yes, you got to get wins in quick.
Yes.
I was looking at we've talked about it a little bit, but I envy that. So the Ravens don't have a fucking easy game all year. and we started out 0-2. But again, we'll talk about that later.
So I
But
just learned this recently. I'm not sure if you know this. I think I've just learned in the last couple of weeks, actually. The way that they determine the schedule is obviously you're going to play against your division. That's 6 games guaranteed, right? And then you're going to play against another division, usually from the opposite conference. But then you're going to play against all of the teams that wherever you finished in your division the previous year. So the Ravens won their division last year, correct? They're going to play against all of the other teams that finished first in their division. So that's why it's such a tough schedule for them when pretty much every year, because they're always competitive every year and either first or second in their division. They're always going to play against the first or second place team in their division. That's why they play the Chiefs, because they finished first in their division. I'll look at their schedule, but I mean, it's going to be.
I didn't know. Yeah,
tough.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. I know. The 3 hardest teams. Now, again, this looks a lot different 2 weeks into the season, but I looked at strength of schedule, and it was the Browns have the worst schedule, then the Ravens, then the Bengals, and the Steelers, because the AFC North just at the start of the season looked insane. Now it looks a little different now, but I didn't know that. That's a cool fact. But yeah, you kind of fuck yourself. The only thing good out of that is you are getting good games and you're getting good reps in, you're getting good tests, you're getting good battles to where when it does come down to the playoffs, you're not like shocked. Like you're finally like we're going to be in close games all season. So when there's a close game in the playoffs, we're a little bit ready to where a team just breeze by. They have their first like test in the playoffs and they usually crumble. So there's a little bit of positive, but yeah, it's just I'm looking at the schedule. I'm just going like Jesus, like, and then we drop one of the Raiders. That was the easiest game all year.
Yep.
And we dropped it. But yeah.
All right, let's look at the Broncos going to Tampa Bay to play the Bucs. The Bucs are favored by 6.5. Baker cooking, going against Bo Nix, a guy that you said you believed in big time. Do you believe in him enough to take him money line here, plus 270, $20 bet, wins you $54?
No, but I'll take the Broncos plus 6.5.
Okay.
I think, yeah, it's in Denver, right?
It's in Tampa Bay.
Oh, I was really gonna clap on the mile high to thin air. I already said it. I'll take him. I think. I think I don't believe in. He didn't look awful. He looked decent. I think the defense. You just got to take Mike Evans away for Christ's sake, and a team certain like someone will figure out how to do that. And there's bound to be a couple upsets. I don't know. Baker, I do believe in. Maybe this is like we're talking about the Saints to see if they're real or not. I don't know if the Bucs are real or not. I'll take Denver to cover because they're 0-2, right?
Yes.
Yeah, give me them to cover. Just take away Mike Evans for Christ's sake.
So here's just a piece of gambling advice. You're allowed to change your pick. Do not bet on a rookie quarterback going against a Todd Bowles defense. I know he's the most boring head coach of all time. I get it. He looks like a milk dud on the sideline with a headset and his hoodie. I get it. Do not bet against his defense. His defense is elite against rookie quarterbacks. I think he's like 22-2 or something like that against rookie QBs. Just money line. I'm not sure about against the spread, but I imagine it's probably somewhere in that realm. It's just not a wise decision, so I'm very confident in taking the Bucs by 7.
Fine. All right. I'll stay with Bo.
All right.
Pull one out for me, Bo. Focus up. You don't have to make any meals. Your wife's making all the meals. You don't got to clean the house.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. That's how I knew you were fucked. That's how I knew Bo Nix was fucked when you said your argument for him was the fact that he's a married man. I'm like, God damn it. That's not what I want from a rookie superstar quarterback. Aaron Rodgers isn't fucking married. He's 41. He's out here dropping goddamn dimes.
Probably one of the worst takes of all time. Maybe his marriage actually just put his ass to sleep. Like he honestly is probably already set. He's like, bro, I got a wife. I'm in the league. I don't even care if I win. Impress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took that completely wrong. But you know what? We're gonna take them to surprise the Bucs.
All right, there you go. Plus 6.5. All right. These two teams play. This is gross. Malik Willis revenge game. The Green Bay Packers going into Tennessee to play the Titans. Titans are favored by 2.5. Interesting. Maybe they think that the Titans have some intel on how to play defense against the Packers and Malik Willis, but I don't know,
Is it
man.
in,
Josh
is
Jacobs
it
ran
in
the shit out of the
Tennessee?
ball. It is in Tennessee. I'm going to take the Packers here +3. I've learned my lesson. Do not bet against Matt LaFleur, especially against coaches like Callahan. And I don't know. I'm not going to put money on Will Levis. That seems like a wise decision. Just do not have any money ever on Will Levis.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm fucking.
Do it.
This
you won't do it.
All right, give me the Titans.
Dance with the
You know
devil in the
why?
pale moonlight, motherfucker.
Last week, Berg was like, listen, whenever it's fishy, just go with Vegas. And that motherfucker shot the lights out with the picks. So you know what? Give me the Titans.
He was one above 500. He wasn't lights out.
Shooting the lights out compared to me. I'll tell you that. It was like Steph and Seth Curry out there, and I was the latter. Give me the Titans. I actually don't mind that because everybody thought you can't. You got the big upset, right? The Indy. Everybody thought Indy was going to win. No, Jordan Love. Oh my God, they won. They pulled it out. No, it gets stopped right here with a big schlong swinging Will Levis. He's back with Gia Duddy. His nuts are empty. His stomach is filled with canes, and they're at home. He's getting a ton of mayonnaise, bro.
You think he put mayo on his chicken tenders?
If fucking they pay him enough, goddamn right he does. And yeah, he's at home. He's getting a good night's sleep. Malik Willis can't get lucky twice. No way. And
I love you because you're always picking your players and your teams based off of their life at home. You're like, he's gonna get a good night rest. He's a married man. Just can't in good confidence put money on Will Levis. He literally puts mayonnaise in his coffee. Like, that's not even a joke. That's something that he does. That's revolting. I'll take Malik Willis, I guess. Don't feel great about it.
That's bold. That's fourth down. He throws the fucking slant over the middle. Could get picked. Could get the first down. That's bold. We like to see that out of Will Levis. Put your man in your coffee.
You know what I'm liking a lot, Cerroni? I'm thinking about cooking up an under parlay here. I really like the under in the Bears-Colts game. I don't think the Colts are going to be able to put up points against them. That's at 43.5. I already said that I really like the one in the Chargers-Steelers game. That's the lowest of the weekend at 36. I like this one.
What is this at?
This one's at 38. And I just don't think Will Levis and Malik Willis can put up that many points, especially against these defenses. Packers, much improved defense. Tennessee, solid defense. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of points in those three
games. You know what? I'll take the under on that. And you know what? At the end of that lay, slap it, a little cherry on top, slap the over of the Texans Vikings. Because we really like that.
Yeah, I do like that one.
What was that at? 43?
That's 45.5.
45.5? Yeah, I like that a lot too. Texans are just going to score. They're just going to put up. I think Texans put up. I don't see them put up less than 20 a game. All season, which is that amount of. And CJ Stroud isn't. He's not looking to not sling it. We'll say that.
All right, we don't have to spend any time on this game. Just give me your pick. Panthers going to Vegas to play the Raiders. The Raiders are favored by 5.
Panthers.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, now we have to talk about it. Why? Andy Dalton?
Because fuck the Raiders. And
again,
Andy
head
Dalton,
over heart. You have to have your head over your heart here. You can't hold a grudge against the Raiders because they beat you.
I'm such a heart first guy. You should know this by now. I'm all just heart and winging it and passion. Andy Dalton is just like Sam Darnold. He's got a lot of games under his belt. He's got some wins. He's got some losses. Borderline. He's got some experience. Okay, the Raiders are. I don't know how they fucking. Our O-line is so bad. Is it in Carolina?
It's in Las Vegas.
God damn it. Just give me the Panthers anyways. Give me them the spread. I'm not saying money line.
Yep, plus 5.5.
Give me the plus 5.5. I think he comes out again. A fighter with nothing to lose is a very dangerous fighter. Does fucking Andy Dalton have anything to lose except his bright red hair flowing through the wind in Oakland, in Vegas? No, he doesn't. You know what you do when you go to Vegas? You immediately go to the closest casino. You put $100 on red. You know what that red is this weekend? It's Andy Dalton. Okay? So put $100 on the Panthers plus 5.5. Fuck it. Fuck you, Oakland. I mean, Vegas.
There is no reality where I would ever put money on the Panthers. Ever. I'm taking Vegas by 5. We'll take Vegas by
I
5.
can't
Because
wait
you know
to
what
see these
happens when you
picks.
put it on red? You can also put it on black. And I'm putting it on the motherfucking Black Raiders, baby. Let's go. Turn me up, Vegas. All right.
This is a perfect Vegas matchup. You got
It really
Andy
is.
Dalton red and fucking
Gardner Minshew.
It's a great color game.
All right. So that wraps up the afternoon slate. We have 7 games there in the afternoon. Oh no, wait, sorry, that starts the afternoon.
I actually might hammer the Panthers.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that sounds awful.
Because
all right.
listen to this.
I don't know if I can. I thought we were going to spend 30 seconds on this pick. Go ahead.
It's actually a very interesting game. If the Ravens just did what they were supposed to do and blow out Vegas, the spread on this game would be very different. That was a fluke game, so it's a lot different.
I don't think it would be that different. 5
Vegas.
points isn't that many points. I might take Vegas up to like 9.5. I just don't think the Carolinas are going to be in single-digit games this year. I think they're that bad.
I might take Carolina money line. I really might. Panthers.
So if you put $20 on Carolina money line here, you win 41. It's plus 205 for the money line.
Listen, that seems like a great bet to me. And all of you watching, this is financial advising. You can sue me for this.
The Dolphins, led by Skylar Thompson, or whatever the fuck his name is, going to Seattle to play the Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored by 4.5. He has a week under his belt. I imagine Tua's not playing. I'm just going to presume that. I don't have confirmation on it. I can pull it up. It'll change my opinion if he is. But like, there's just no way he can possibly play football this week. I'll take Seattle by 4.5. I like the way that Geno is playing right now. I think that he's very comfortable with this team. And Jigba is starting to get touches. I think he had 10 catches, like 120 yards last week and a touchdown. Or maybe 12 catches on like 18 targets. It was some absurd numbers. And that was against the Patriots team that was trying to take away, their receivers for the most part. And then the Dolphins, like, I know they have talent around Thompson. I get it. I love Tyreek. I love Waddle. I like A-Chain. I just don't think he's an NFL quarterback, man. I think that if they had Tannehill back there or Flacco, or they brought Matt Ryan's ass out of retirement off of the Manning cast, I'd have the Dolphins spread. But I don't like Skylar Thompson, so I'll take the Seahawks here. 4.5.
I like the Seahawks, too. I think the Seahawks are a little bit underrated. It's one of those teams that always has a defense ever since fucking Legion of Boom. They just have a good culture. And then Dolphins never play well against teams with good defenses. It just never. They're just such a soft. I mean, we talked about this before, but they're just all house of highlights, 70-yard touchdown. They're a fantasy football team.
Pick on somebody your own size.
Yeah, against a gritty team like the Seahawks. Not that there's still Legion of Boom, but there's still remnants of it. The culture's still there. I'll take the Hawks.
All right, game of the weekend here, maybe? I think the next two are. The Lions going to Arizona to play the Cardinals. They just got
That's a great game.
Maybe not their asses handed to them by the Bucs, but they got beat by the Buccaneers fair and square. And now they're going to Arizona. The Cardinals are actually underdogs at home. They're plus 3.
Yeah.
Lions favored by 3. This has to be the highest over of the weekend. Yes, it is. 51.5 between these two teams. They're anticipating a lot of points here.
This is
dicey.
Tough.
I don't know what to do.
I'll go with my girl Ashley. I'll take the Lions just because I don't think Dan Campbell's wife will be able to handle him losing 2 games in a row. Actually, you know what? Give me the Cardinals.
Wow.
I got intel. I got intel that Dan Campbell had
Ashley from Detroit.
Oh, fuck. Yep, no, give me the Cardinals. I got intel that Dan Campbell had to move houses. He had to sell his home. Okay, because when they lost, he got too much hate mail. People found out where he lived. A lot of craziness going on in the Campbell household this week. Not a lot of focus on the game. Okay, you fly all the way to Arizona. It's very hot in Arizona right now. Temperatures through the roof. Maserati Marv is on fire. Kyler's on fire. James Conner isn't good, but does he score 89 touchdowns a game? Yes. Give me the Cards as a home dog, which I also love, to win this game. Lions are gonna stumble. They're just like the Ravens. They're gonna trip off the starting block. They'll come around. They will. But listen, Dan had to find a new house, a lot of papers signed, a lot of chaos at home this week. A lot of fast food eaten probably because you can't make food at the house because you just sold it. Brain's not going to be working that great. And you have to travel to a very hot state and play a hot team. Give me the Cards. That's probably the best take I ever had.
To borrow a Cerroniism, what is better than standing outside in that hot weather and walking into an air-conditioned dome, right? We knock doors, man. There's nothing better.
Is there a dome
in
out
the
there
world.
in Arizona?
There is a dome in Arizona. Yes, they play in a dome.
These takes are just aging like spoiled milk. Spoiled milk. And you know what the crazy part is? I've been to that stadium plenty of times, watched the Ravens play the Cardinals. Did that factor into my decision at all? No, because my brain is ass backwards. I should have stuck true with Ashley.
Send me Ashley from Detroit's number right now. I'm going to shoot her a text, and I'm going to tell her I'm taking the fucking Lions by 3. I don't want to say any of the things that the Cardinals have done the first 2 weeks is a sham, but I just believe in this Detroit team. I think that unlike the Eagles, they're a team that responds to adversity. They are going to bounce back, and if there's anybody that can handle a mortgage transfer, it's Dan Campbell. All right, he's the kind of guy that is going to.
A lot going on in the household this week.
You know what? All he thinks about is football. I bet the wife handled everything. All he had to do was just pack up a pigskin, and then I bet he held it high and tight the whole way. He probably ran there and fucking his bare feet across concrete, and then he showed up and he was like, "Babe, I'm off to Arizona. Got to beat the heat."
I'm so fucked.
He's been sleeping in the dome. Give me the Lions.
My record after this week's gonna be a fucking pinball score. And not the right side.
Okay.
And no Ravens. More blowjobs from Ashley, so we're just really fucking shooting ourselves in the foot. Now we have to talk about the 0-2 Ravens.
Yeah, great. I don't hate blowjobs, Ashley. They're not the worst thing in the world. The Ravens
she knows how to do it.
Are going to Dallas to play the Cowboys. I have no idea what the line is here. The Cowboys.
Yeah, give me underdog. Dallas line. I mean, for Christ's
sake. Underdogs at home. Ravens favored by 1. Are they the first team in NFL history to go 0-2 and then be favored on the road against another contending team? They have.
I don't know how you would Google that, but probably. Give me the Ravens. Okay. I don't know. The O-line's a big problem. Huge problem. Dallas, the Cowboys also got blown out by the Saints, which, again, I don't know if I should take that with a grain of salt. I'm taking the Ravens purely because I don't see a world where this team and Coach Harbaugh go 0-3 with the roster, with the talent, with the hype that we had around this. I don't care about Dallas. I don't care about Dak. We will find a way to fucking win. Yeah, two huge. O-line's brutal. Of course, it gives me the fucking thumbs up when I'm fucking at my lowest point. We need help on the receiving end. For the love of God, play the 2 tight end stack because Likely's like a receiver. And then third of all, we need 7s. Not 3s. That's why we lose so many games. We can get all the way down the field and then just kick a field goal, kick a field goal, kick a field goal. The Chiefs don't kick field goals, bro. They get touchdowns. Winning teams get 7s, not 3s. This is why the Steelers won't win a ring for 40 years. And probably why we won't win a ring either for 40 years. But for the love of God, I don't have any faith in them right now except the fact that I just truly can't dream of a world where they go 0-3. That's the only thing I have going for me right now. And Lamar, I guess. Who the fuck knows? The defense, hopefully Hamilton's playing. Hopefully Van Noy's playing. Morale's at an all-time low over here in Baltimore.
I'm about to lower it a little bit more. You mentioned the offensive line. The best part of this Dallas roster is DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons on one edge and the other.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Cowboys as underdogs at home, plus 1.5. I'm really looking forward to this game. I I just want to represent Bordy on the pod, get that out there. I'll be rooting for the Ravens. Don't get me wrong. I've stated this.
Is this a Sunday night game?
Numerous times. This is the Sunday afternoon game, so I bet Tom Brady will be announcing this game, more likely than not. So that'll
be fun.
I don't think so. I think he fucking sucks at announcing football games. I think he's god awful. I think he's a great quarterback, the greatest of all time. I watched some Tom Brady highlights this week. Had a blast watching him. Real pleasure. Best to ever do it.
Yeah,
stay on the field.
Shit.
Get out of the booth. The absolute worst in the booth.
Yeah, he definitely. I watched his first game.
Cowboys and Browns. This will be his third Cowboy game in a week, I think.
Yeah, what the fuck? That is a little
or
weird.
Third Cowboy game in a row. Sorry.
Or maybe he's not. Or yeah, maybe. I mean, that's not for sure. But I assume it would be him. I'm very excited to hear Tom Brady talk about Lamar. I'm probably more excited to hear that than watch Lamar actually throw the ball.
Okay.
Which Lamar didn't even do. No, that was a joke. Lamar actually, bro, he's got the fourth most passing yards. Again, I just don't. Oh, I can't even talk about it. I mean, yeah, we lose by 1 point. Justin Tucker missed a field goal. It's the little things, man, and I mean, bro, we're a toe and a point away from being 2-0 and everything being fine and me being very happy. And if a blink of an eye, a toe's out of bounds and we miss a field goal, and I'm just like in distraught, like not talking to anybody all Sunday. It's football. I guess it's a love-hate. It's just football. But we cannot go 0-3. The Bengals being 0-2 is the only breath of fresh air, but 0-3 is that's a slippery slope, dude. That's bad. So fucking please, for the love of God,
I'll be rooting for them. Niners, Rams. Niners are favored by 6.5 at SoFi Stadium against the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, I love the Rams. Debo's not playing. Debo's not playing.
No CMC.
CMC's not playing. You're going to LA, and
they're always good games between these two teams. Shanahan, McVay.
And every time, exactly, Shanahan, McVay. Every time I see Stafford play, it just reminds me, like, yeah, this is why this guy has a ring. This is why this guy threw for 38,000 million yards when he had Calvin Johnson.
He invented a new number, 38,000 million. That's how good he is at throwing the ball. He invented a new number.
Thank you, Stafford. Yep, clip that. Now, as I prematurely, as I always do, make a pick on the Rams, I forgot that they have negative wide receivers playing. That just came to my mind. But I don't love the Niners either. You lose to Minnesota. I think Brock Purdy is finally having to play without two of the best. I mean, healthy Debo and healthy CMC are arguably the best. I mean, obviously best running back. Maybe, top 5, top 10 receiver.
One of the better running back wide receiver duos in the league.
Yeah,
just weapons. You don't have to throw it deep to either of those guys. You just hand them the fucking ball in a jet sweep, and they just go.
His weapons are diminished. He's starting to have to win games on his own, and he's not. He's not winning games. I mean, he won against – that's when he had Debo. But, yeah, the Vikings that was an ugly game as a 49ers fan. I still like the Rams. I think Stafford's one of those guys like Brady. Doesn't matter who's on the other side of the ball, who he's throwing to. And if you're going to get the Niners, and I think what McVay knows this, if you're going to get a game on them, this is the fucking – he's probably foaming. Because when's the last time McVay – it's probably been a while since he beat Shanahan. And he knows that this is it. This is right. This is gonna be a good shot to get a win against them without Debo and without CMC. And Greenlaw's still out, right?
So the last time that the Rams beat the Niners, this can't be right.
Was it like 2 weeks ago? Judging on my perception.
It says
of
it was the last week of the season last year, but I don't know. Maybe the Niners didn't have.
Oh no, that's because they benched. Yeah, I remember that game. That's like the Ravens when they played the Steelers. We had no starters in.
So prior to that, it would have been January 30th, 2022, which I believe was a playoff game. And I think that was the year the Rams won the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double check. Yeah. Yeah.
No, What? No, because the Chiefs 2-peat, and then then the Rams before. Yeah, it went Rams, Chiefs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting. Huh.
Yep.
Damn, that was 2 years ago. That feels like it was fucking forever ago. All
It
right.
does.
I will take the Niners here.
Oh God, we're going opposite all games. This is awesome.
Hear me out. Purdy struggled last week, and there was an interesting clip after the game where he walked up to Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator of the Vikings, former head coach of the Dolphins, former defensive coordinator of the Patriots before that. And he walked up to him and he said, "Your scheme is crazy." And he's right. Brian Flores' scheme is fucking nuts. He's one of the best defensive play callers out there. Crazy head coach. Tua came out and said some wild shit about Brian Flores and the shit that he would say to him. That's just because Brian Flores doesn't like. He just doesn't like quarterbacks. That's all it is. He just doesn't like quarterbacks, even when he's coaching them. All right, so that's why he shouldn't be a head coach. Okay, because head coaches have to like quarterbacks. The Rams defensive coordinator, you're going to see him on the sideline this weekend. He's got a lot of flow. He's got a lot of hair. It goes down to the collar, and I just don't trust defensive coordinators like that. I like my defensive coordinators to be bald and preferably black, like D'Amico Ryans and Brian Flores. Those are my kinds of guys.
Ass person.
Todd Bowles, milk dud looking ass, fucking getting out there and just throwing blitz
so much.
So yeah, I'm going to take the Niners here. Again, we talked about the Eagles in this way. We talked about another team in this way. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head because we've been going. But like this is a team that's going to bounce back, right? This is a team that responds to adversity. Yes, the Lions. They respond to adversity. They have studs. They have way more, even without Kupp and Nacua.
But their
and without McCaffrey and Debo. Like you still have Fred Warner on the side of the ball. The Rams don't have Aaron Donald anymore. Like I can't even name 4 starters for their defense, and I feel like I can name at least 5 or 6 starters for every defense in the league. I can't do that with the Rams. Like Jared Verse, Tre'Davious White. I don't know other people. So yeah, I'm going to take the Niners here just off of the name game alone. They still have Trent Williams.
I think this is the first episode of the Pop Off Pod where I've regretted every single pick I've made straight down the whole slate. But we'll continue, except the Ravens.
Well, we have three picks left. All right, and we are now moving into
I got to bring it together.
Night game territory, baby. Prime time. We have 1 Sunday night game and 2 Monday night games for some fucking reason. The Sunday night game is the Kansas City Chiefs going to Hotlanta to play the Falcons. Timeless matchup between Patrick Mahomes and Kirk Cousins. A rivalry for the ages.
What more do you want? I mean,
what more could you possibly ask for? The Chiefs are favored. Guess how much the Chiefs are. Oh, you can already see it. Fuck.
No, I'm not going to look.
All right, go ahead. Just guess how much they're favored by in Atlanta.
I mean, to stay the course for the rest of the week, is it 6.5?
It's 3.
Jesus.
That's where you say, "Give me the Chiefs."
But that's where you say, "Give me the Falcons" for some reason.
Oh, because of the fishy line.
Yeah. Yeah, give me the Falcons. Fucking. Bro, your dad, after my record after this week, your dad might not be friends with me anymore. I might not be friends with him. Give me the Falcons.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
Chiefs did not impress me.
Yeah, they looked fine. They were sleepwalking.
The Bengals. I think Kelsey lost his touch a little bit as he should. If I was Draymond Green now. Yeah, I mean, if I was dating Taylor Swift, I really wouldn't care about acting too much. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think, Hollywood's obviously out for the year. Give me the Falcons coming off a big win against the Eagles.
No Pacheco.
Going back home. No Pacheco. And maybe a team that has a little bit more spark than we thought after a kind of lackluster loss to Pittsburgh in week 1. And you know what? If the Chiefs have to lose a game at some point, you would think. Probably not, but at some point they have to drop one. And with a line like that, it makes me think Vegas knows something that we don't know. So I'm going to do the Reesberg and I'm going to follow Vegas. I'm going to go the opposite side of what everybody thinks and give me Atlanta at home with the points to take down Mahomes. Fucking Kirk, bro. Give me some fucking heat. Give me some Monday night Kirk magic, for Christ's sake.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
I'm going to do a Reesburg too, and I'm going to do a Turner. I'm going to take the Chiefs here. Kirk Cousins is infamously bad on prime time. Now, he is just coming off of a win against Monday night, so maybe he broke the curse. Maybe it was a Minnesota Kirk thing. Who knows?
This is Atlanta Kirk. This is Kirk O'Banks. This is Kirk O'Chains. Okay? He drinking that purple Kool-Aid. He
3
lives
points.
for under the lights.
I don't know. Like, if I can ever get Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid at 3 points against a team that I don't mind the Falcons. I don't think they're awful. I don't think they're very good. I'm just going to take them. It's that simple. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Rashee Rice, fucking Carson Steele, fucking Petey Compiano could be playing running back for them. I don't give a fuck, dude. They got 15 behind center. They still have their entire offensive line, which is one of the best in the league. A great defense. They got Spags, who's going to have Kirk fucking shitting himself in Atlanta. And
the streak of regretting the picks continues.
Yes. But all right. The first Monday night game that kicks off at 7:30 is the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Buffalo to play the Bills. A couple of tall, big, athletic quarterbacks facing off. Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen. Josh Allen and his Bills are favored by 4.5 points at home against the Jags. And I'll tell you what, Cerroni, give us the Bills. 100%. I'm out on this Jags team.
Yeah, that might be the easiest. Now we're gonna clip this next week when the Jaguars win by 10, but 100%. This might be the easiest money you'll ever make. Bills are on fire for no reason, and I have never had faith in Lawrence, never had faith in the Jags, and and that has paid me well. Took the Browns, has paid me dividends for years. I think it's a very easy pick at 4.5 to take Buffalo at home.
Do me a favor really quick. Get up close to the camera. We're going to clip this one. I want you to take your... Let me do it again.
Wait, do I have to say something again?
No, I got it. You can ad-lib it if you need to. You. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I want you to quit your job. I want you to take that severance paycheck, and I want you to put it on the fucking Bills to beat the Jaguars by 4.5 points at home. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Trevor Lawrence is hot dick, okay? We all thought he was going to be Peyton Manning with legs. Turns out he's not. And Doug Peterson, he wears a toupee, and he looks like shit with that thing on.
Josh Allen
is the motherfucking truth. I might name my firstborn son Josh, and his middle name Allen, because I want him to run the ball like that psycho motherfucker in Buffalo. All right? And I want him to have a rocket for an arm. I will never bet against Josh Allen again. I have so much fun with him. Cerroni, go ahead.
I'm going to say, first of all, I'm not going to name my son Josh Allen Cerroni because my firstborn son's name going to be Donnie Cerroni. Okay? Second of all, people say Peyton Manning with legs. I never said that, okay? I've been making money off betting against Trevor Lawrence since he was playing Pee-wees. So fuck you. Give me Buffalo minus 15. Alt spread. Come on.
Alt spread.
This one's for Tony. This is going to pay for little Tony's college tuition. If that little fucker even makes it to college.
This one's for Tony Cerroni. This one's for LSU. Go Tigers. Last game of the weekend. Monday night. Kicks off at 8:15. Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow are facing off. Battle of the Heisman-winning LSU QBs in Cincinnati. Bengals favored by 7. Let me ask you this, Cerroni.
You know which way I'm going.
Well, let me ask you this first. We've gone 2 weeks. We've had 3 rookie quarterbacks play significant snaps for their teams, start games for their teams. Drake May got in tonight, but doesn't really count. We haven't had 1 passing touchdown, 0 passing touchdowns between those 6 games for the rookie quarterbacks. Do we get a rookie quarterback to throw for a touchdown this week?
Yes. 1, we do. 2, we also get him to run for a touchdown because that's what my boy out of Washington does. And 3, the only rookie QB, hasn't turned the ball over yet. Okay? And honestly, you can't. That's a lot to ask
100%.
For rookie QB. So give me, with half of my 401k, the Commanders plus 7.5. Fuck you, Joe Burrow. Ravens aren't going 0-3. You are, bitch. Dye your hair back.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Go.
I'm taking Washington plus 7.5. I'm still not impressed with the Bengals. I don't care. I don't think they're very good.
Me neither.
Even if they would have beat the Chiefs last weekend, I would have been like, yeah, I get it. Whatever. You get up for games against the Chiefs. They don't get up for games like this. They get up for games at Arrowhead against the Chiefs because of the rivalry. This is going to be a Monday night game.
Yeah, it's like a division matchup. Chiefs-Bengals. Yeah, it feels like it's wild.
They just get up for it, and I just don't think they get up for this one the same way. That being said, this Commanders defense is god-awful. God damn it. I feel really bad about this one. I'm sticking with it. Fuck it. I'll stick with Jaden Daniels.
Dude, Jaden is good.
I like him.
He doesn't have that many weapons or no. He's good.
They need to give McLaurin the goddamn ball. I'll tell you that much. Terry McLaurin is not getting enough touches, and it is frustrating. He's a damn good wide receiver.
He's got to get the ball up quick. And I'll say this again. I mean, you're not going to find a bigger Lamar fan than me, but I see little streaks of Lamar in the little guy running around, getting first down runs on third down, using his legs. I see streaks with him.
Agile, and mobile. He looks good.
Yeah, going back to all the rookie QBs, I think Jaden has been playing the best.
I agree.
So, you got a Bengals team. Yeah, they came close to the Chiefs. You also they lost at home to the Patriots with a 10.5 point spread, in their favor. And I think they choke up here. And Jaden kind of plays under the lights. Well, he's very calm, cool.
I like that.
A rookie out there that does not. He looks 0% nervous. He's smiling. He's having fun, and we all know. I used to tell my guys this: you have fun, and you just play better. You do better. You sell better. He's having fun out there, and have him get the ball out quick, please. Hang in there and cover 7.5. These primetime games are always super low scoring. With a big spread like that with 7.5, I don't think it's impossible. Extend the play, get it done. And for the love of God, please put the Bengals in the basement of the North. Because fuck, man, the Ravens might already be down there by the time Monday night comes around. Because fuck my life.
I'm having fun, and you sold me. All right. I'm really looking forward to having some fun this weekend watching football. That's all we got for the night. We will post graphics of the picks this weekend. I promise I will get that up Sunday morning at the very latest. I'll have that up for you guys to look at and to follow along with all of Cerroni's losses and all of my wins. And then we will come back next week and we will recap the weekend. So make sure to tap into that Tuesday morning. We'll be recording Monday night after these couple of games. Until then, enjoy some football this weekend. Listen to Rent Money if you haven't yet. And we will see you guys on the other side. Peace out.
I'm loving the pop off.